From the very dark corners of the safe out to Riders Range comes a Remington R51. Why a Remington R51? Well, why not? It's been sitting in the safe for a long time. It needs a little exercise, so time we brought it out here to play. And there've been a lot of other videos done on this. Such 00 or Double Aught, however you'd like to say it, has done a couple. In fact, he did a pretty good takedown video on this. This is the second time this particular model has been produced. Now, originally they produced these, I think it was prior to 2016, and had a lot of troubles. In fact, so much so that they recalled the whole lot of these guns. Now, this is designed after about a 1917 Remington R51, but it has some basic resemblance to it, but it's a different gun. After they recalled the whole lot because of a lot of field troubles with them, they reissued them. This is the second issue. I got it fairly early in the second issue. And why a Remington R51? I'm a 1911 guy. Well, I walked into my local gun store one day, and this had been sitting in the case for a long time. And I said, yeah, just out of curiosity, how much you want for that? And it's like they came rushing up to me, almost, I won't say gave it away, but they gave me a really good offer on this particular gun. It had been sitting there a long time, nobody wanted it. It was kind of like going into the animal rescue and finding the dog that says, please buy me, buy me. And this Remington was just kind of looking at me and said, you know, please take me home, nobody wants me. So again, it's got the crimson trace on it. This, as a manufacturer, suggested retail for about $650. You can find them. I haven't seen any on the auction sites lately with a crimson trace on it. Without the crimson trace, MSRP is about $4.50. And I've seen these on the auction sites. They actually picked up a little bit in price. Once upon a time, you could get these for under $300. Now they're going for over $300. They were maybe a dozen and a half on the on Gunbroker when I last looked. But again, I picked it up for substantially less than that, and picked it up with a couple extra magazines. And a week later or so, they called me up and say, hey, you want some more magazines for that? They don't have any R51s they're selling. Nobody's buying the mag, so I got 9 magazines for this total. You know, and it's not really a bad shooting little gun. I had hopes that this would be a nice carry gun, particularly I believe it's an internal hammer fired gun, but it has a grip safety on it. No user operable or no manual safety. It has ambidextrous controls. The magazine release works from the right side and the left side without having to swap out parts. So that's a nice touch on it. It's got some people might say, nice lines to it. The striations on the back are somewhat curved. The swooping pattern on the side looks kind of nice. It's sort of futuristic looking. And again, I think it's a nice looking gun, but well, is it suitable for carry? We're going to find out. 3-dot sights, and basically snag free for drawing, but they still have a ledge on it if you have to cock it on your boot or the under your soda straw or whichever. Again, this is the crimson trace model. The laser is activated by the grip, so when you grip the gun properly, the laser does activate. It has a unique design to it. And again, you want to see how to take this thing down and see all the particulars to it, go to Such's channel. He did a really good video on this. But it has what's called a Peterson action, so it's a slightly delayed blowback. And according to Remington, that actually reduces the muzzle rise by about 25%. Does it? I don't know. This is a aluminum frame gun with a steel slide on it, and loaded with 7 rounds in the magazine, and that's all the magazines hold. Single stack 7 rounds, plus 1 in the chamber. This comes out just over 26 ounces. So it's really not all that heavy, but there are lighter guns on the market. So we're going to shoot it a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about it. I'm not going to shoot this at 50 yards. I've already taken it out and tried it at 50, and this is not hitting point of aim, point of impact by any means. In fact, even at 25, I have to drastically hold over in order to hit the 12-inch plate. So okay, for defensive use, yeah, we'll run the plates here at 12 yards and make that work, but I'm not even going to try to reach this thing out to 50 yards. So let's put the eyes and ears on and set the cameras up for the 12-yard plates and see how this Remington R51 works now that it's come out of the dark corners of the safe, the really dark corners, out here to Riders Range. Right, we're going to be shooting my reloads on this. They're kind of a mid-grain. They're certainly not a plus P. They're about typical range action for this. 115 grain Rainier bullets. I won't give you the powder charge, because to each his or her own. But so far I've run those. I've run a whole bunch of other ammunition through this thing, and I really haven't had any hiccups with it. So let's see how it works today. All right, I got to hold over, so let's see how it'll work on 6 plates here. Well, that works. Okay, and this it's actually not a bad little trigger. It's a pivoting trigger, and initially when I started shooting this thing, I pinch at the bottom of the trigger, and it got a little tough on the finger. I learned to hold my finger a little bit higher, but you got to hold the grip safety in. It's got a little bit of take up, not a bad feel, a little bit of over travel. And not a tactile reset at all. Can't even feel the reset on this thing. But again, it's not a bad trigger. It comes in just under 3.5 pounds all day long, fairly consistent. Let's set the cameras up for 25 and just see if I can hit anything over there. All right, we'll give this a try out at 25. No promises. I'm going to go for the black plate on the left, the 12-inch. I'm going to aim way over it. Yeah, hit it. Let's see if I can do that again. Yeah, and it is starting to pinch my finger right at the bottom of that trigger again. All right, what happens if I try an 8? I don't know. Let's try it. That was a lucky shot. I know I can do the silhouette. Let's try the silver 10. And that's not going to happen, I don't think. Well, let's try the orange silhouette and see if I can knock anything out. Not going to happen. Back to the red silhouette. Back to the 12. 8 again, maybe. Not on that one. All right, one more, just for the heck of it. Try that 8 one more time. There we go. I got to hold way over to hit that. Back to the 12. All right, I got 1 mag left, 7 rounds. Just do a mag dump on the silhouette and see what happens. All right, Remington R51. You know, there are people who have had trouble with this. I've run a bunch of different ammunition. I ran some of my Montana Gold hollow points through it. I've run all sorts of factory 125, 115, 124, 147. Initially, when I first got this gun several years ago, I had some problems with my hand loads, but I've probably put, and again, I haven't kept accurate count. I know just today I put 100 rounds through it and have not had one malfunction with it. It's run well. Now again, just on those few shots, I'm starting to get a little blister. You can see where this thing, it actually pinches down. As the trigger comes back, it actually comes down, and I pinch right below, right between the trigger and the trigger guard. So not something I'd want to do a lot of shooting without gloves, but would this be a decent personal defense gun? Yeah, okay, this one's reliable. Now, again, you'd have to, if you got one of these, you have to put a whole bunch of ammo through it just to make sure. Now, some people have also said that if you put 1 round in the chamber and then put a full round of 7 behind it, you have some trouble. I did initially, but again, the last couple hundred rounds, I have not had one single problem. I would carry this if I had to. If this is the only gun, and if you could pick this up for $300 with a Crimson Trace laser on it, not a bad option. Holsters might be a different issue. There's still, you can probably find some custom Kydex holsters out there. I've got a couple of holsters it'll fit in that it wasn't designed for, but again, I don't plan on carrying it. But if I had to, I would, and I'd be okay with it. I wouldn't want to try to take out a hostage taker at 50 yards, or even 25 for that matter. But for a typical defense situation, it's probably okay. Checkering on the front strap. Nothing, of course, on the back because it has the grip safety, and there's no texture at all on the grip safety. It does run well. There's no forward cocking serrations, rear cocking serrations. The takedown and cleaning on this is an absolute bear, and for that reason alone, I probably wouldn't recommend it. It's going to be in the safe for a while, just because it's kind of a novelty and it's fun to take out and shoot every now and then. So, Remington R51 on Rider's Range from the dark corners of the safe, and it's probably going to go back and sit in the dark corner again for a while. Okay, I'm back to finish this up. It's getting a little hot out here with the ears on. It's one of those warm, humid Michigan days. This is still a catalog item from Remington, though, and again, there are still a few of them around. So again, if you can find a good deal on it, and you put several, of course, you probably have to put about as much value in the way of ammunition through this thing to make sure it's reliable before you carry it as the gun itself. So, but you really should do that with any gun. I won't carry a gun unless I've got 500 flawless rounds through it, including several mags of carry ammunition. Remington R51. If you like this video, thumbs up. We do appreciate comments on this, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe and click on the notifications button so you're notified of the next Rider's Range video that comes out. So any other comments on other guns or anything else you'd like to see on Rider's Range, send it to info@ridersrange.com to check out what's happening when I get a chance to catch up the website. Check it out at www.ridersrange.com. We do appreciate comments, and share the videos. We're still growing the channel, and it's still all out of pocket, but that's okay. So anyway, here's an R51. More of a novelty gun than anything else, but a fun shooting novelty gun. So that's it on Rider's Range. Thanks for watching.
Try this.